What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. Today, we have a modified cast. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, Jefe, who, it may be your flu game today. You may not lose a bet today because you were here on your flu game. Over to you, Jefe. How you doing? How you feeling? Appreciate you hopping on.
I'm getting through it. Not feeling my best, but the show must go on.
Oh, you know what I always forget to do? I always forget to put the comment on the stage. I remembered. All your comments will pop up today. Joe's, you commented before I hit the button. So, Joe, we appreciate you tuning in as always, brother. Jefe, interesting night last night in some NFL action. Let's jump into a recap and talk about what we saw in the double overtime, the double Monday night football games. And there was no overtime in these games. Give me 1 second here. And here we go. Monday recap on a Tuesday. Jefe, what did you think of the games yesterday? How did you do overall?
I still am walking out of that first game, Buccaneers-Texans, not knowing what the Texans are, to be honest with you. Actually, I feel the same way about the Buccaneers. I feel the same way about both teams.
I think you could at least understand or explain why the Bucs look like that. I mean, they did lose 2 starting offensive linemen, and they were already without star left tackle Tristan Wirfs. So as soon as they lost Godke and the other guy they lost, forget his name, but they lost the second starting lineman as well. They were down 3 starting linemen, and the game kind of stopped in the first half. After all that explosive first quarter, after all the points early in the game, once the Bucs lost their offensive line, essentially, that game was done on the offensive side. They were limited to short passing. They couldn't take their time and look downfield to Ibuka, which, by the way, somebody on the show gave out Emeka Ibuka 1 touchdown for their bet of the day, plus 183. We did cash that. But, Jefe, what else did you take away from that Bucs-Texans game? Because, man, the Texans should have won that game. And to be honest with you, they lost it more than once. So what did you think about that?
I think the Bucs. I think Baker's ice cold. I think he's plays his best when the game's online. That play, that scramble on the 4th and 10 was incredible by him.
I think how about him being hurt on that play? He got
that
hurt,
was another.
He looked like he pulled his hand. No, that play where he pulled his hammy late in the game. And then he got up and started talking shit immediately to the defender because the defender was talking to him. It was that play. It looked like he got banged up even more. But then he forgot he got hurt because he was like, I got to talk shit to this guy because he's talking. Baker is cold.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Baker's cold. I'll tell you this. The Texans have a major problem, and it is the offensive line. And I think I even said it yesterday on the show. Somebody needs to explain to me the thought process of getting rid of one of the better offensive linemen in the league in Laramie Tunsil, especially since he plays the blind side.
Yeah.
That offensive line looked really bad because they made the Texans defensive line, who is solid. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson is phenomenal edge guy. And when you have a guy like the Texans do in Derek Stingley, who can one-on-one the other's best wide receiver, you have so many more options for blitz packages. And that's,
but what did you think of him last night? Because that was one point I was going to make here. I thought Stingley was terrible. I mean, he was getting cooked.
I mean, dude, Mike Evans went 5 receptions, 56 yards. I'm sorry, but that's fine with me. That's
but there was so many big third downs. You know what I mean? It felt like it was more than what he actually put up. But I understand what you're saying there. I definitely understand what you're saying.
That's fine with me. Like, at the end of the day, when you see, Derek Stingley, week 2, Mike gave up Mike Evans 5 receptions, 56 yards. You're like, yeah, okay, we'll take it.
Sure.
But what you said before was true too. Texas won this game 1,000 times. Bucs had no reason to win this game. They did. They're the better team. And now the Bucs are 2-0, and the Texans are 0-2. And I don't believe either of those two really are the story of the team. I mean, the Bucs are a 2-0 team, and now the Texans are an 0-2 team. But we're here, and that's why you play the games. I'll tell you this: if Bucky Irving and Rachaad White can keep this running back room looking like that, that's going to be a tough team to beat because they literally were just chomping off 4 or 5 yards every single rush. And then that final drive, Bucky Irving looked like he was going to be an all-pro wide receiver. I mean, catch after catch after catch. getting them down the field.
Every play was to Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Setting up Rashad White game-winning touchdown. Moving on. Chargers, Raiders. I have a lot less to say about this one. Gino
bad. Gino bad.
Looking like the guy.
He should have had 2 more interceptions in that game too. I know we finished the game with 3, but he should have had 5.
I don't mind the one interception. I don't mind the one interception he threw right before halftime. That's fine. That was literally like, if that was a punt in that situation, you would have been applauding it. Other than that, he just never looked like he was in sync. And I don't understand why they can't get more out of the running game. Jonty had 11 carries for 43 yards.
There's your answer. There's your answer. He didn't get the ball. Neither team wanted to run the ball last night. It was absolutely crazy. The Chargers especially, I mean, their leading rusher was Justin Herbert on 9 carries. You took a look at their game script, and I mean, Justin Herbert led the team with 9 carries. Then you had an even split between Najee and Hampton at 8 each. So realistically, they only had 16 running plays on the day. Especially early in the game, they were just throwing and throwing and throwing. I don't think that's sustainable for this type of team going forward. It was definitely interesting, the play call. And this is a Jim Harbaugh offense. Jim Harbaugh is a smash mouth, run the ball up the middle, and then use the run to open up the pass. That is what Jim Harbaugh football teams do. And to be honest with you, they didn't look like that at all last night. It was a very interesting game script, in my opinion. They won. They got the win. They covered. They played a good game. But what did you think about the game script and them really abandoning the run for most of that game?
I thought it was weird, especially because in the second, I mean, they were up, 17-6 at half. The Chargers were. It should have been the old school run the clock out type of second half. And I mean, it was an absolute snooze fest in the second half. I've been bad for anybody in the East Coast that stayed up for that second half. You missed it. You got a field goal from the Chargers in the third. You got a field goal from the Raiders in the fourth. Game was over. It was a weird game. I feel like.
It was a weird game.
Yeah, the Raiders. The Raiders, even though they're only down 11 at half, like it just felt like they were down 1,100.
And they abandoned the run. I mean, we were talking about the Chargers abandoning the run. Let's take a look at the Raiders. So Jefe had 11 carries. The second leading rusher was Gino, and then the third leading rusher was Trey Tucker, who got the end around. They legitimately called 12 running plays on the game, the Raiders, and they had Gino pass the ball 43 times to a QBR of a 19.0, a 37 quarterback rating. So, I mean, even wilder offensive game plan from the Raiders coming in to completely dive in on Gino and not give it to, I don't know, Ashton Jonty, who best running back in college last year, is already looking like a very solid running back. I know his numbers don't jump off the board, but he had a 4.0 yards per carry average. Is that good? Not really. But is 2nd and 6 better than consistently being in 2nd and 10 or even worse when Gino was getting sacked?
No, it's not. I think the Raiders have to figure out their identity. I think the Chargers are trying to show that they could be dual identity, to be honest. I think the Chargers are trying to show, don't just come in thinking we're going to run the ball. No. We got Justin Herbert. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And we're going to show you that you need to be worried about both our passing and our running game. Everybody in their head, when they think they're playing the Chargers, and I fell victim to this as well, it's going to be smash mouth football. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They don't care if they get 1 to 2 yards a rush. They're going to just keep running it. Well, I think it was Joe who said it in the chat here. This is the second game where Justin Herbert has thrown.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, not true.
That's the reason I'd say it. No. He only threw the ball 27 times.
Okay. Wow.
The stat, but throwing it twice more than 30 in back-to-back games is just not accurate. So that's just the only reason I'd say
it. That's a funny one by Joseph. It's up. I'll put it like this. The Texans, I don't know, man. Colts are scaring the shit out of me. They are. And I think they have another cup. Yeah, they are at Tennessee this week. Oh, my God. I'm just scared to keep – this is my personal nightmare. This is our personal nightmare.
You're not wrong. This is a Giants
to get a loss
fan.
so bad. They need the Colts to get a loss so bad. So bad.
No, Daniel Jones being the MVP is great for New York. Everyone in New York is thrilled. Everyone's feeling great. Giants 0-2. Giants are going to go 0-4 because this week they play the Chiefs. Week after they play the Chargers. So Giants fans on a high. Well, Daniel Jones is absolutely tearing up the league.
I come out of this game, and we'll switch it over because I come out of this game feeling honestly really solid about the Chargers.
They're a good team.
They have played back-to-back fantastic defensive games. And if their identity, if their strong suit could be defense, we should all be worried.
Yeah.
Because on offense, I know the knock on Justin Herbert. Come playoff time, he's not existent. I understand. Joe, please delete that. I can't. I'm not even in the waste.
Let me also tell you, let me paint a picture for you out there, Joe. We're going into a little Sunday Night Football. We have a primetime game. Who do you think is going to get the flags in this? What benefits the league substantially? The Giants being 0-3 or the Chiefs being 0-3? Or the Chiefs being 1-2 with Taylor Swift engaged with Travis Kelce and being pumped up for a playoff push? Who do you think is going to get the calls in this game? Anyone out there, if you're even considering betting the Giants this week, don't even get close to it. The Chiefs are going to win by 9,000. 9,000.
Guys, I'm gonna paint a deeper picture to you. I always like to look ahead. Does anybody know off the top of their head who the Chiefs play in Week 4?
I do not.
It is a home game against the Baltimore Ravens. The Kansas City Chiefs, there is no effing way will be 0-4. There is no way.
The league can't allow that to happen. And I'm not one of those conspiracy people, but I mean, come on. There's just no way. I mean, maybe the Giants cover the 12.5, but I mean, they're not going to win.
Yeah, first of all, that's not right.
What is the line?
5.5.
I haven't done the look ahead yet. It's only 5.5.
Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites. It's in New York. 12.5. I mean, nuts.
I mean, 12.5 is probably the accurate line. The Giants are going to lose by 3,000. I think the Chiefs win this game by 20 plus.
I don't
20
think.
Plus.
First of all, we're getting way too early in the week for this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We got to move on.
We got to move on. Don't put your money on the Giants, please, God. That's a PSA.
Just don't. All right, Jefe. Well, we've talked about the football games. It's time to get into the baseball games. Today is an MLB show. We're covering 4 games. So let's dive into the first breakdown of the day, Jefe. First game we're breaking down is Paul Skeens Day. The Cubs are going into Pittsburgh, taking on the Pirates, and they're pitching their young star hurler themselves. Cade Horton, the rookie, is pitching for the Cubs. He's 10-4 on the year with a 2.7 ERA. On the other side, Paulie Skeens. He's 10-9 on the year with a 1.92 ERA. That's so dirty. That's just dirty to say that Paul Skeens has a 1.92 ERA, a 0.92 whip, and his record is fucking 10-9. Man, they have done him dirty. Jefe, I'm going to kick it over to you. We got the Cubbies. We got the Pirates. Doc in the chat's looking for dingers today. So any dingers? This is not a game I'd be targeting dingers.
This is definitely not the dinger game.
But over to you.
I'll just say before we even get into this, because this game, we yesterday we came on here and we had one of our best shows and more popular shows ever. We really never touched on MLB, coming off the weekend, and I think it's important to kind of set the stage of baseball right now, because we got some teams got about 13, 12, 14 games somewhere in the mix left. It's officially teams are eliminated out of playoff contention, or teams have clinched divisions or playoff spots rather. And then you got the little mix of teams that are just, this is the most important games every day for them. And so I wanted to kind of set the scene. And in respect to this game, the Cubs are one of those teams that they really got not a lot to play for.
They're locked into their wild card position.
They're locked in here, man. They're 4 games up on the Padres for the first wild card spot in the NL. They're 5 games back from the Brewers. I don't see them having a chance to catch.
No, they don't have enough games. It's same with the Yankees being 5 games back. It's just too late.
Yeah, and we'll get to them too. Jimmy, interesting point. So going to the Pirates, who have absolutely nothing to play for here.
Yeah, but that's been the case for 3 months.
Correct, but I'm concerned of, all right, when do we start taking Skeens down a lot?
Well, they did. He only pitched 5 innings last game. I'm pulling up right here his pitch count, and his pitch count was at 64. He was cooking too. It wasn't like he was in any trouble. He only allowed 2 hits on the game. He had 8 strikeouts, 0 walks, 0 earned runs. I think that we're getting another one. That's a great point by Jimmy, and I did want to add this to the conversation. Skeens went 5 innings last game, 64 pitches, only threw 19 balls, and had 8 Ks, and they pulled him. They can't let him get hurt right now. Shout out JD in the chat. We miss you today, JD. He'll be back very soon. You guys may have a week full of just me and Jefe, but JD's dealing with some personal stuff. We hope to get him back as soon as possible. I know, there's no rules, and I've added some sound effects to the board that I found today. Get ready, people. There's going to be some fun things happening that's going to piss off Jefe, and I can't wait. But back to this game, Jefe. Back to this game. What are you liking here? Because I do think Paul Skeens is going to be on another pitch count limit.
So I'm trying to find it right now. I want a first 5. I'm looking for a first 5 under.
Well, got it right here. Dylan gave us the odds on it.
There we go. Dylan, me and you, simpatico. I think Skeens pitches fantastic for the first 5 innings. Horton, in his own right, holds it down. I'm taking the under. 3.5. First 5.
First 5 under 3.5. I respect it. I'm taking the Cubs on the money line at plus 120. I think this one stays close to the first 5. And Horton has been unbelievable this year. There's no denying that. Let's pull up his numbers and how he's done, especially in the situational start here. So Cade Horton, like I said, 10-4 in the year, 2.7 ERA. On the road, he's 7-3, 3.7 ERA. But when you take a look at his most recent performances, he's just been fantastic. His last outing was on the road against the Braves. They won 6-1. The game before that, they lost 5-1, but he did not give up any runs in that game. He threw a shutout in his time in the game. Game before that, he only gave up 2 runs. Game before that, 0. Game before that against the Brewers, only 1. So over his last 5 starts, he's given up a combined 4 runs. So averaging a little bit less than a run per game for Horton. He's been absolutely fantastic. And guys, one thing you have to recognize in this game, one thing. If this game goes to the bullpens, which team has a substantial advantage? That's going to be the Chicago Cubs. The Pirates bullpen gets absolutely shelled. And if they have to go in there for 4+ innings, I don't care if the Cubs are down by 2 to 3 runs after 5, they'll come back against that bullpen. So give me the Cubs on the money line at plus 120. Definitely one of my favorite plays today. Anything else you want to add to this game, Jefe, before we move on to game number 2?
Keep moving.
And this one gives me a lot of fun to talk about, Jefe. It should give you a lot of smiles because we have a lot of Mets in this area, and boy, are they living in fucking hell right now. We got the San Diego Padres. We got the New York Mets. Coming into this game, the Padres sit with a record of 82-68. However, they are 35-40 on the road. They're 5 games below 500 on the road. Let's take a look at the Mets. The Mets are 46-29 at home, 17 games above 500. So you got to be thinking this team is having a great year. What a home record. They're 77-70. Back to what Jefe was saying earlier, talking about the standings. I have them pulled up here. The Mets are currently a game and a half up over the D-backs for the final spot. The Giants had them beat a couple days ago, but the Giants have lost 3 games in a row. Mets are losers of 8 of their last 10 games. They have been horrific as of late. Yet again, they're a game and a half above the D-backs, 2 games ahead of the Reds, and 2 games ahead of the Giants for the very last wild card spot for the playoffs this year. And to be honest with you, unless the Mets rip off wins every day of this series, they're not going to catch the Padres either. The Padres are 5 games above them, so the only chance the Mets have right now is for the final playoff spot for the NL. Who would have thought, after spending for Juan Soto, having the payroll that this Mets team does, that they would be in a position like this? Jefe, we do have to toot our own horns a little bit. I know you and I, as well as JD, came on this show early in the year and said the Mets pitching is going to be their Achilles heel. And the second half of the season, the Mets pitching has been absolutely brutal. So kicking it over to you, we got the Padres, we got your Mets. What do you like in this game?
I genuinely, honestly, I feel really bad for Mets fans, man.
Shout out our guy Joey and Rico. They must be in hell.
But it's not just like what's going on right now. It's kind of like a microcosm of the Mets, right? You know, when I was growing up, the Mets were, and I'm going to be 33 later this year. So my prime, like early stages of sports started probably the late 90s into the early 2000s. And there was a stretch of time when I was really young, obviously, where the Mets had that flash in the pan. They were good for about 2-3 years. We had Subway Series, all that stuff. And then for about solid 10 plus years, the Mets were the Mets, right? Never really anything more. Only thing that I could ever remember in the mid 2000s before they had that 2015 World Series appearance was, them losing a crazy NLCS game to the Cardinals. God, on Andy Chavez, I think, made the crazy catch where he brought back the home run. Damn, good memory by me. But anyway, the Mets always had the stigma, like, oh, the Mets, they're just a little brother. They'll never figure it out. They're not. It's cute when they act like they can compete, but they'll never be like, a team that are, consistently in it. And then you get a billionaire owner, and then you get a guy, David Stearns, who is, one of those geniuses coming over from the Brewers. And then...
Yeah, because the Brewers have just been so good for the last, 2 decades.
And then you sign the biggest contract in MLB history. And you get one of the best players in the sport. And it's just comical because it's still the same vibe. Oh, the Mets. When is that going to change? It's
never.
It's so disheartening for Mets fans. I feel so bad. They're always in this position. They're never the team that's like cruising through the regular season and just is the juggernaut, the powerhouse. They're always like, oh, that's cute. The Mets are competing. Oh, even last year, right? The Mets, they made it all the way to the NLCS against the Dodgers, but it's like, oh, look at this, it's so cute. Like they're putting it all together. It's never like they should be there, and that's definitely the case this year. To today's game, the Padres have owned the Mets. They beat them 3 times. I've seen it. I'm going all Padres here. Listen, the Mets lost I think it was 8 or 7 games in a row before Sunday night. They needed a Pete Alonso walk-off to get a victory, and you would have thought that walk-off was to win the World Series, how happy they were. And to be honest with you, that's a little bit embarrassing. The Mets can't get out of the Mets way. I'm done going into more detail about it. Give me the Padres. I know they're slight dogs. I get it, but yeah. And let me tell you something, Doc. I'm not sure where you're from, but in this area, in the greater New York City area, Mets, Jets, that's usually like who it is. Like usually you have your Yankees, Giants fans, Mets, Jets. There is some crossover usually.
It's weird how that works, though. You're right. That is how it works.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. It's because back in the day when the Jets were first introduced and they were the New York Titans, they played their first ever couple games were played at I'm blanking out, Shea Stadium.
Yep.
They played there.
Yep.
That general area. So if you're from that Queens, Long Island area, you were a Jets fan and you were a Mets fan. That's kind of how it worked.
Yep. One more question for you. One more question for you before I go and give my pick on this game. Let me scroll up here. Red Hot Take had a question. Do the Mets have any chance in the playoffs? I'll quickly go. No. Zero.
Is that a question of are they? First of all, my better question, Red Hot Take, is are they gonna make the playoffs? Reds, Diamondbacks, Giants, all on their ass. I think I have to look.
All within 2 games. I have it up right here. All within 2 games. All within 2 games.
Diamondbacks are in 1.5, right?
Yeah, they're only one back in the win.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the Diamondbacks and the Giants play each other.
Yep.
So, in theory, there is a situation where tonight, if the Mets lose and the Diamondbacks win, the Diamondbacks are half a game out.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
And the Mets are in a shitty spot because the Giants Diamondbacks will play another one tomorrow.
Yep.
One of those teams has to win.
The Mets have 3 games in a row against the Padres here. These are massive 3 games for them. Let's pull up the Mets' end of the season schedule just so we can look at who they still have remaining. Do they have an easy schedule? Do they have a hard schedule? I don't know off the top of my head, but let me pull it up. So, remaining for the Mets, they'll be fine. They have 3 against the Nationals at home. Again, after the Padres, they should rip all 3 of those. They've been great at home. After that, they have 3 games against Chicago. They need to get at least one of those. And then they end the season with 3 against Miami. So, their schedule is favorable, in my opinion. They need to win about half their games to make it, in my opinion, as well. So I agree, Doc. This is when baseball gets fun. Let me jump in. Fellas, I'm on the under here, under 8. I think this one stays very low. I think we see a low-scoring game. Clay Holmes keeps surprising me. I keep thinking he's going to fall off as the season goes on. He's held his own. He's pitched good as of late. I do anticipate him to keep the scoreboard low. The Padres really struggle on the road. They're a completely different team on the road compared to home, and they're on the road here. Pitching for the Padres is Michael King. The Kinger has some good stuff. He's 4-2 on the year with a 2.87 ERA. I think he's able to keep the Mets lineup in check as well. So, give me the under. Another reason I like the under as well, Luis Arraez is still going to be day-to-day. Xander Bogaerts is on the 10-day IL as well for the Padres, so two pretty prominent bats in their lineup shouldn't be there tonight. Bogaerts 100% won't be there. He's still on the IL. Arraez is day-to-day. I don't anticipate him playing in this game either. I think he'll probably look to return tomorrow. So for me, the under 8 is by far my favorite play on this game. What do you think about the under, Jefe?
I dig it. I understand why you're going to go there. I'll tell you one thing, Mets definitely ain't going to freaking score.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm just going to hype up the next game here. We have two more games that we're breaking down today. The next game we're going over is going to be the Blue Jays going into Tampa and taking on those Rays. Thomas, if you're still out there, I believe you put a play in the chat earlier. Let's take a look at that as well. So pitching in this game for the Blue Jays is Jose Berrios. He's 9-5 on the year with a 3.99 ERA. On the other side for the Rays is Ryan Pepiot. Pepiot is 11-10 with a 3.59 ERA. Big series here for the Jays, and to be honest, I don't think it matters anymore. The Jays have been red hot, winners of 5 consecutive games. I think they've solidified themselves. Oh, give me 1 second here. Am I back? Siri popped up. Am I back? Okay, good. Yeah, Siri popped up on my computer, so usually it cuts off my audio, so I apologize for that. But yes, we're going over to this one. Jefe, what do you like in this game? As I was saying, I think the Blue Jays have already clinched the AL East with a 5-game lead over the Yankees with only limited games remaining. This one is an even pick'em line. What do you got?
Blue Jays are hot, man.
And Bichette is out. Great point from Thomas. Bichette is out with a knee sprain. He does have a knee sprain.
Yeah, Blue Jays are hot. Winners of 5 in a row. I'm a big believer in baseball being the hot team going into the postseason is the team you want to be. There was probably never a bigger representation of that. I forgot, it was 2 years ago when we had the Diamondbacks make it all the way to the World Series as a wild card team.
Rangers as well.
Yes, Rangers as well. Good point. It's and the Jays are definitely not going to be a wild card team here, but they are hot. And Berrios needs this win tonight. 0-2 versus the Rays this year. Very weird stat. He has not been good against Tampa. Tampa has absolutely nothing whatsoever to play for. The Jays have been beating up on the division.
They have. And what do you take into account that this game was an extra inning 11 game last night? There was a 2-1 game. So both bullpens are definitely taxed going into this game.
Yeah. But the one team that the Jays have not had success against is this Rays team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would not. We can get into a whole thing about when we get a little closer, probably next week, about MLB playoffs. And I don't want to be Yankee boy here because they had a really rough showing last night. I still think when the playoffs start, and I need to see how everything works out in terms of matchups, the Yankees have the best shot of anybody to make it.
In the AL. AL, that's my feeling as well.
Of course, in the AL. Anyway, back to this game. Jays, winners of 5 in a row. Rays really not much to play for. And Rays have owned the Jays. 5-2, 5-2 this year out of their 7 games. And most of them have been by multiple runs, except the Rays have won every single game by 2 or more. They won one game 13-0. That was back in May. But tonight I'm rolling with the Jays. I'm taking the Jays on the money line here. They're playing great baseball. And even with no Bo Bichette tonight, I still think they can get it done.
Well, Billy, this is the game I would be targeting dingers. So I'm taking the over here. Let me get the up-to-date odds. The current line is 8.5 at -102. It's juiced on the under, and I absolutely love it. Just a friendly reminder to everyone out there. This game is in a minor league ballpark. So this is the game I definitely would be targeting dingers. It is Dinger Tuesday. So let's pull up the odds that we have here. Doc, I see that you say Junior Caminero. His odds are currently plus 290, the shortest of anyone in the game. Do I think he has the best chance? Probably. I do think that there could be a play that he hits it, but I don't love that plus 290, to be completely honest with you. Vladdy Jr. is coming in at plus 340. That's somebody I would target in this one because, well, let me switch the game. That would be why. I don't think Red Hot Take sees the game we're talking about. Sorry, Red Hot Take. We don't have our fearless leader, JD, so I just did switch the game here. It is in the Rays minor league ballpark. The Rays play at George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa because their stadium got destroyed in the hurricane, so they play in the Yankees minor league ballpark, or in their spring training ballpark. Back to this game, though. Dingers. I like Vladdy, plus 340. I think he definitely has a good chance to go yard in this one. Another one I would play would be Yandy Diaz at plus 450. I love the odds here. He has had some success against Barrios in his career. Jefe, this is the game I'm targeting for some dingers. Do you think we can get some in this game? And is there anybody you're looking at that you think could go yard?
Looking at it right now. Caminero, honestly, solid.
It's just that the plus 290 is what sucks. But he crushes it at this ballpark, so I totally understand.
Also, shout out to the freaking Rays for always just having some guy that we never saw.
That you've never heard of coming into the year and just is an
and just
stud.
being going to be a staple for years to come. I'm not going to mention the one that was a few years back because he literally is wiped off the face of the earth.
Let me tell you something. This guy down here, Doc, sold me one of that guy's like 4 years ago, one of his PSA 10 first Bowmans. Thank you so much, Doc. You made out like a bandit on that one.
But yeah, Caminero, holy crap.
Yes,
really
Aiden, the dimensions of the field are substantially smaller. That's why they call it a minor league ballpark. It's a significantly smaller field. The fences are closer in, so it's easier to go yard in these. Yeah, it only holds 10,000 people. It's just a significantly smaller ballpark. It's all right, Doc. I still love you, brother. You were doing me a solid. Still love you there. All right. Nobody else know other dingers in this one?
No, I like Caminero. I think I'll put say this. You know how I think when Barkley's always like a minus 300 anytime touchdown, you're like, why am I going to take this? This is not even worth it. It's because he scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
When the odds are to the point where you're like, is this even like a lottery ticket anymore? Usually means has a good chance of happening.
Talk for like 5 seconds.
Doc, you would get a lot more worth to burn them than to sell them. That's for damn sure. Literally,
not lying there.
You could burn 50 of his cards, turn off your heat for the night, and make more money by saving that money than you would trying to sell those cards.
Very, very interesting. All right. Let's move on to our final breakdown of the day. We've had a lot of questions about the Yankees today, so we'll address everything. We are talking about the New York shitbags. The New York Yankees going to Minnesota, taking on the Twins. What a game we had last night. What a game. Yankees needed a huge win, trying to catch the Blue Jays to win the AL East. They're going up against the lowly Twins. It's the Twins. It's a minor league roster. The Yankees are going to destroy them. Well, the Twins beat the Yankees by a touchdown, 7-0. The Yankees couldn't even get a run off this absolutely atrocious pitching staff that the Minnesota Twins have been trotting out there as of late. Let's get into this game. Pitching for the Yanks is the kid, the stud, Cam Schlittler. Schlittler is 3-3 on the year, but has a 3.05 ERA and a 1.3 whip. On the other side, we have Zebby Matthews. Zebby Matthews is 4-5 with a 5.05 ERA. Jefe, the Yankees are right at my limit for what I would take in this game. They're a minus 150. Are you looking into the Yankees here as a bounce-back spot, as in a must-win game, needing to basically win 90% of their games going forward to finish the year to have even a remotely close chance to catch this Blue Jays team for the AL East Championship? What do you like in this one? And then we're going to have to talk about what we think about the Yankees, because we've had several questions what we think the Yankees are going to do in this postseason.
I'm going to start with that for
you. Joe, I love you. How are you currently asking me Bills-Dolphins questions? We've been on the MLB for about 30 minutes now, brother. We'll get to all NFL questions.
Joe's head where it needs to be, baby. Joe, probably not, but teaser. Anyway, we'll get back to this. The Yankees taking 2 out of 3 against the Sox over the weekend. I feel really good. To be honest, they had a 12-game gauntlet stretch, so to speak, where they really played, playoff caliber teams. They went 7-5 during it. They really screwed up losing 2 out of 3 to the Tigers, where they got blown out of the water. And they come into Minnesota, a team that historically they've done incredible against. I mean, they own the Twins.
Own the Twins. This is the number one team that the Yankees have beat the shit out of, especially in the playoffs, than any other team in baseball.
I'll be honest, I did not watch a single pitch of this game. I watched it all on highlights. Thank God I didn't. Thank God there was.
Oh, the game last night? Oh, it wasn't a chance in hell I was flipping that on. Yanks were down 2-0 the entire game. They got blown out late.
I don't use this word lightly. This is actually a must-win game for the Yankees tonight.
Sure is. I feel the exact same way.
In the sense of not like, oh my God, you lose this year in the playoffs. If you lose this game mentally, where are you as a team? What are you? What is your?
You can't lose the series to the fucking KBO LG Twins. You can't lose this series, and they lose tonight. They lose the series.
I really hate that it's Cam on the mound tonight. Putting a lot of pressure.
I love that it's Cam. I love that it's Cam.
But I think there's a sense of kind of being a rookie and never being in the spot before, so you're not really you're almost naive to how big of a spot it is. Because at the end of the day, it's a Tuesday night baseball game in Minnesota. It's not divisional round playoff game, with all the bright lights. But man, this is the most important Tuesday night baseball game in Minnesota in a long time. Yankees, I think, come out. I think they win this game. I'm very comfortable laying the juice. I think they know this as well. They didn't just get beat yesterday. They got right out of the building. They all should have been sitting there after the Twins had a 5-run 7-inning. Shout out Luke Weaver. And in that 8th and 9th inning, they should have been sitting there just already thinking about today.
Yeah, no, the Yankees turned off that game in the 6th inning once they got absolutely shelled. And I'm with you 1,000%. I mean, shocker, the two guys over here are going to give you the Yankees, right? Like, oh, boo, boo, they're giving us the Yankees. The Yankees are going to win this game and score 10-plus runs. This is another game I would target dingers. If you're looking at Dinger Tuesday, trying to build one of those lotto tickets, don't put 9 cents on it. You know what I'm talking about there. A little subtle, little, you know what I'm doing. But let's talk about the price on homers in this game. Aaron Judge is plus 160. Do not fucking take that. Do not ever take a home run prop at plus 160. That's atrocious. That's atrocious. But there are other ways we can make some money on some homer props here. Jefe, do you have the Yankees odds pulled up here with the Twins? Anyone you're targeting for a little Dinger Tuesday action on some homers? Because for me, Cody Bellinger at plus 430 is looking juicy. Very juicy. Stanton at plus 250, I'd probably play. I know I just said don't play a plus 160, but plus 250.
Oh, wow. That's
not a plus 160.
DraftKings at plus basically 300.
Plus 250 on FanDuel for Stanton, plus 160 for Judge. What do you have at DraftKings?
Judge is plus 197, so basically 200.
Better. Much better.
Stanton is plus 298, so basically plus 300. Some way, somehow, Ben Rice is at plus 280.
He's plus 290 on FanDuel. He's been raking.
And then here's one that I really like. Trent Grisham, plus 382.
And you know it's a good kind of approach for taking Trent Grisham? He's the leadoff guy. So he's going to get you the most ABs of anyone on the team, guaranteed. And he's not a guy that they ever defensively replace late in the game. If anything, he's been used as a defensive replacement late in games. So he's not somebody you have to worry about getting pulled. I like targeting homer props on teams that are on the road because you know they're guaranteed to get the 9th inning. The Yanks get all 27 outs today. There's no way it could be 24. So I do think there could be money to be made on some homer props on this Yankees team. Now, another one I like I said, is Stanton plus 290. I believe you said you had it, Jefe?
Mm-hmm. No, 298. Basically 300.
Plus 300. Plus 300. What do you have, Ryan McMahon?
Ryan McMahon. Whoa. Plus 500.
I have plus 475. I would take a half unit on Ryan McMahon. He's had a decent bat as of late as well, and he seems to have a knack for some big-time homers. So the three I would choose in this game would be Bellinger, Stanton, and Ryan McMahon. Plus, what do you have Bellinger at? I got him plus 430.
Belly is a plus. Wow, that's weird. It's the only one that you have better than me. Bellinger is a plus 400.
There you go. Plus 430 on Belly for me, plus 298 for Stanton, and plus 480 what I have on McMahon, but DraftKings has that at plus 500. Anything else from you, Jefe, before we dive into a couple final things we have on this show?
Nope, not from this game.
All right. Well, that's our last breakdown of the day, but there's still several things we still do on this show. And bear with me, because right now we are going to go into our prop of the day, but we don't have the guy who normally puts that on the screen. So let's see if this works. I think we're good. Jefe, you got me? We're on the right screen?
I got to load.
It's just loading. It's not showing the HOF.
We're in.
We are in. Beautiful. We're on the HOF app, guys. You can see here our play we love today is going to be Jorge Polanco over 0.5 doubles. He's hit that in 5 straight games. In his last 10 games, he's hit that in 8 of them. In his last 20, he's hit him in 10, so 50%. Currently, the best odds you can get on that is from DraftKings, and you can get that at a plus 324. Guys, you see what we do with these props all the time. The HOF app is absolutely fantastic, and we partnered with them for a reason, because they are the company that we were using even before we even started this show. They were our favorite app on finding props, finding edges, and you can see easily which book you're going to get it at, the percentage edge that you have. You can filter it to a million different ways, and there's a million different sports that you guys can do and find from here. Our users, we have a fantastic promo from them as well. So I'm going to switch back over. Our promo that they have given all of our viewers is going to be 50% off your first month and a 7-day free trial. That's going to be code ATB50. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. Guys, we talk about them every single day, and that's because we're a big fan of the product. And the best way you can support the show and support us is by signing up for our sponsors and checking them out. You're not going to find a better deal out there and get the value that HOF is giving you. So check out HOF. They have some absolutely fantastic props you could find through their platform. At the end of the show, we'll also put up the promo that we have for them as well. Let me check the comments here. Surprised we didn't do Phillies-Dodgers. Would you like to do Phillies-Dodgers, Jefe?
We can. It's a big listen. I mean, it's Ohtani on the mound.
If our guy Dylan wants the game, Dylan will give you the fucking game. Pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies is Christopher Sanchez. Christopher Sanchez is 13-5 on the year with a 2.57 ERA. Pitching for your Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, 1-1 on the year with a 3.75 ERA. How many innings do you think he's thrown this year? I was a little surprised by seeing that. You're looking at it, so you see it. You could have just answered it and got yourself a great fucking, little whatever there, but that's fine. Glad you didn't. He's pitched 36 innings this year. I feel like he's pitched substantially more, but I guess I run there. Jefe, let's pull up the line in this game. What are we currently looking at here? Because I still have the Yankees props up, so give me 1 second here. And the current line is that the Dodgers are a minus 135 favorite. The Phillies are a plus 115. Jefe, what do you think?
To me, this is a Dodgers play. I think it's way more important for the Dodgers to get this win than it is for the Phillies. Dodgers have the Padres creeping on them, only 2 games back. That's why I would like the Padres on the versus the Mets today. And I'm sorry, the Padres versus the Mets. I think the Dodgers have to get. I think the Dodgers have to keep pace, and they know that. I like the Dodgers in this one.
And the Phillies also suck on the road, right? I mean, the Phillies are a phenomenal team. They're 90-61 on the year, but they're 39-37 on the road. They're 51-24 at home, 39-37 on the road. They're not like the worst road team. I mean, we've seen teams like the Mets that are 31-44, but they're not great at home or on the road. One play I love on this game I was looking at earlier is the over 7.5. Ohtani's not a 7.5 line pitcher. He's just not. Like, I know it's Ohtani. I know he's a super freak. I know he's amazing. He's not an elite pitcher. I'm tired of people saying Ohtani is an elite pitcher. He's an above-average starter, but he doesn't give you length, and he's not a guy who's going to completely shut down a lineup. He's a righty, going to go up against a ton of lefty bats in this Phillies lineup that can hit pretty hard. I think the Phillies even win this game, but I'm more confident in the over here. I do think we see a ton of runs, so give me the over. Absolutely love that play in this game. All right, Jefe, we're now going to get into our best bets for the day. Yeah, Billy, I do like Schwarbaum tonight. He's one of those lefties I was just alluding to. I would not mind a play on that at all. But let's get into it. Let's get into our best bets, but I don't want to put the football one on. There we go. Best bets for for baseball on Tuesday, September 16th. And Best Bets is not just sponsored by, or not just brought to you by the two of us. Best Bets is proudly sponsored by Funded Stake. Funded Stake is a fantastic company where you take one of their challenges, you pass one of their challenges, and you get funded to gamble with their funds, and you get to keep a portion of the returns. Jefe, what's better than using someone else's money and getting to keep a portion of your gambling wins?
Nothing.
Nothing that we could at least say on this show. There's definitely a couple things better. I'm not going to deny that. Definitely not. But nothing that we could say on the show. Let's go over to JD's cousin Derek to give you a little more information on Funded Stake.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger. Make sure you guys check out FundedStake.io. We have a fantastic promo for them as well, which I will put on the screen after we go over our best bets and we put them into Funded Stake. Jefe, yet again, do we have it popped up?
Yes.
Jefe? Fantastic. Thank you for confirming that. I cannot see as I'm on this platform. So, what is your best bet for today, Tuesday, September 16th, going to be?
Drum roll, please.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I got a thing. Hold on. I did a thing.
Oh, I thought my drum roll messed everything up. Jeez.
Hold on.
You scared me. I was like, I wasn't drumming.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a thing. Wait till I get to use some of these. Wait, when you say something I don't like. I've been preparing.
I feel like that one's going to come out on Friday when we do our football show for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I got two best bets, but for this purpose, I'm going to speak about the game. I'm going to give you guys a game that we didn't speak about. My one best bet we did speak about is Yankees money line, but my other one, going to the Mariners game, guys. Mariners Royals. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to what's going on in that division between the Mariners and the Astros, but it is an absolute dogfight. Those teams, are half a game apart. Astros facing off against the Rangers. Mariners got the Royals. Mariners need this game. They got to take advantage of playing a lesser opponent. I believe, is it Gilbert on the mound? Let me go see. It is Gilbert on the mound. Walk on the mound for the Royals. Royals, we haven't talked a lot about the Royals. Man, disappointing season for them. But that's regardless. I like the Mariners here on the road. This is big. This is a big time game for them.
Taking them on the money line.
Oh, you're going for for a second, I thought you were going for like a French League 2 game. I was like, wow.
I had to update the odds as you guys saw how easy that was. Hopefully you weren't watching me because it was set to European odds, but I shit to American odds because I don't even know how to read European odds. So let's get it to where I know how to read it. Mariners in the money line, Jefe, for 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you love the Yankees, and since that was what's going to be mine, let's go over to that Yankee game. You guys can see how easy it is to maneuver the platform here, how to find anything you need. Plus 155 is good with me. You like it. I like it. We're doubling it 4 to win 25.80. All right. And you guys can see how easy it is to do Funded Stake. It's super easy to find everything. They have so many different options. I mean, you want Bundesliga 3 footy. I'm shocked you're not here today. That would be right up your alley. But you want Victoria Köln? You can bet it. You want Hoffenheim's U23? You can bet it. They have everything on here. It's fantastic. Make sure you check out our partners at Funded Stake. Before we get out of here, before we get out of here, God, there's so many noises I want to play. Now that I did the thing, you can't give me Billy, Doc, you can't give me the sound. I know. It's just unbelievable. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But let me pull this up here. We have one more thing I want to put on the screen. And that's going to be our partners' offers here. Our sponsors are giving you guys some awesome, awesome promotions. Hall of Fame app. I went over all of those different promotions. 50% off and a 7-day free trial, but you have to use code ATB50. So check that out. Promo code ATB50. Funded Stake. To take one of their challenges, you can get 20% off your first challenge or any of their challenge. So use promo code MBM20 to utilize that fantastic promo. Jefe, it might be a couple days of a little two-man pick and roll with you and I. We are going to miss JD over the next couple days, but I think you and I will find a way to get us in a little bit of trouble. But you know what? You're in the seat. You're in the spot. And something, we always close the show out with one thing, so you got to fill in for JD and do the thing. So Jefe, close us out.
Well, guys, JD, hope you don't mind sitting in your chair. Speedy, hope you get back to us soon. But until then, let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. Jefe and I will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.